guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube WyzGyz. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is Wyman, your host. Welcome to Fantasy Island. No, we are joined today by a very special guest, Simon Sim Pothier.
How you guys doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course.
It's been a while, WyzGyz, other than being in the chat.
Yeah, I know. It has been a while.
And trolling some of the guests that I know.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I was kind of out of commission for just over a month because I got this really bad, weird cold that I couldn't quite beat down. It was one of those things where I'd have it and I thought I was doing great and I was feeling better, and then my voice was coming back, and then it would get bad again. And then it would like do that cycle almost every week or every other week. It was lame.
Is it something that seemed like a sinus infection?
I don't think it was so much a sinus infection. I was a little congested, but
because I'm just hearing a lot of people talking about the fact that they feel like,
Yeah, it never went into flu territory either. It just remained a stupid cold where I had a froggy voice. But glad to finally be over that stupid thing.
I'm glad. Yeah, that's good news.
Yep. Welcome, Yotam Darkstar. Hey, guys.
It's fun to have you back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. I was missing streaming. Sometimes when you're sick, you don't have, you feel drained and you don't have the energy to do certain things. And I was hard pressed to get myself to stream. So instead, I try and hop in other people's streams and support them and mod whenever I could, whenever I was in front of my desktop. Because it's a pain in the rear to try and mod from a phone. Let's see here. I mean, it's doable, but it's a pain in the rear. So, as you mentioned, it has been some time. Would you mind taking a moment and just sharing with the audience, kind of refreshing us on your quote-unquote origin story, what you were into when you were younger, whether it be comics, toys, action figures, movies?
Actually, like most kids, I was really into comics, but being from the French part of Canada, I was exposed to a whole bunch of comics, right? So not just superheroes, but European comics like Lucky Luke, Obelix, and Asterix. For some people, they all know what they are, and so on and so forth. I grew up watching cartoons like a crazy, like I was, big fan of all animated stuff until I discovered anime. And then I discovered that anime had books, and I'm like, what? Because that's not something that was available here until Dark Horse decided to bring Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and one of my all-time favorites, Appleseed. I love that.
Oh,
it's one of the first one that hooked me onto manga and anime. Like, it was one of the first DVD, not DVD, but VHS back then that I found in one of those dark little corners, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Love that drawing.
Yeah, it's great. I love Appleseed. Yeah, I collected the comics and I really dug them. And then I did watch. Was it an ongoing series? Because
it was just an OVA. It was one movie.
Oh, all right. So it was just one movie. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned
it was Appleseed and sorry, I have to mention and Ninja Scroll.
Oh, Ninja Scroll. Okay.
But everybody knows Ninja Scroll, so I always like to mention Appleseed more.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I didn't get into Ninja Scroll. I mean, I got into some of the manga and anime, but I didn't delve too deep into it.
Oh, me, I loved it as a movie, but it did not inspire me as much as Masamiunchiro did.
Hmm.
I'm a huge fan of his art, and Appleseed, Ghost in the Shell. There's the Dominion Tank Police that I like, Orion. Yeah.
Earlier, you commented briefly. You mentioned Asterix and
Asterix, yeah.
Asterisk and
Asterix and Obelix. And then the other one was Lucky Luke.
Lucky Luke.
Yeah.
Did you also collect any Tintin?
I was never a big fan of Tintin.
Le Petit Prince.
Le Petit Prince, yeah, we had to read it at school, so yeah.
Gotcha.
There was that. There was a few other, we also had the Garfields, Gaston Lagaffe. I don't know if you know that one.
You mean literally the French translation of Garfield?
No, there was Garfield, right? Translated. But Gaston, and we had another character that was very popular called Gaston Lagaffe.
Oh,
and technically his name is Gaston, right? The guy that always, that fucks up technically Lagaffe, meaning like he's gonna drop everything. He's always gonna,
Okay.
So,
excuse me.
But then I discovered more of the comic books that was more like the children thing that I had.
Okay.
Until I turned into a teen, and then comic books, manga, anime, heavy metal magazine.
Oh, heavy metal magazine. So you're not talking. You didn't like start off with like Wendy the Witch and Archie comics.
Nope.
And that kind of stuff.
Nope. Never did. Never liked it.
So you went into heavy metal magazine. That was awesome stuff.
Yeah, I got into the Lobo as well. But the original. I wasn't a huge fan of the series, but the first two miniseries, the one-offs, and a few miniseries that happened after, they were great. But as soon as they tried to make it for teen, they're like, nah, it doesn't work for Lobo. It's like I was also a big fan of Judge Dredd.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool
and
concept. I never followed it though.
And everybody that knows who I am know I'm a huge fan of Jodorowsky, so I love the Inkle and Meta Baron.
Oh, Meta Baron, right.
Mm-hmm.
That's some quality work.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites.
That's one of those things on the kind of like the bucket list to do bucket list, wish list, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, old Gargoyle. Thanks for the eggplant, man.
What's up?
Hellos. If you haven't already, be sure and back Tales from the NATVERSE, #1 by Sim.
Yep, and we're a bit delayed, so we're hoping to be able to go to print in May. But the reason why we're delayed, I'd like to specify, is because one, I added pages, so it's not 64, it's 80 page.
Oh my gosh.
So I added some new page. I listened to some fans that were saying that it was just sad that there was more old stuff than new stuff, so I added more stuff. More new stuff.
All right.
So the book is technically half and half now, right?
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and also I found a way to be able to restore and be able to remaster all the colors from the old stories.
Really?
So they're all getting recolored. That's why we're delayed.
Ooh, nice.
So it's not that the job is not. No. We added more stuff. That's why we changed the date, but we're a bit behind because we still have a bit to do.
Yeah, that's important to know.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, back this campaign if you haven't.
Because right now everything's going to be remastered. There's no old colors. Yeah,
that's going to be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Are you staying true to the original style of coloring techniques, or are you like?
No.
I mean, is it like going from like a painting style to?
It's gonna be Scotsman's coloring the first Nat story, so he's gonna color like the Nat and Zed, and Beacon is coming back to color the Rose one, and he's gonna color his style. He's thinking of doing a more of a cell shading.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
They just said the only one that always stays constant. That's why it's always Scotsman that was coloring the Nat in there. So Nat and Zed and the first Nat story.
Okay.
Because they're connected. Anyways.
Oh, Gargoyle says, as long as your book is printed right and you don't see microscopic stickers, we're cool.
Now the stickers are pretty goddamn sweet. They're big. There's gonna be there's 6 of them printed. They're limited to. I printed only 200. Right, but they're all in vinyl. They're printed by the Diaz brother. And yep.
They've got their own sticker printing operation.
They can print them. Yeah, they're stickers. So it's the same type of sticker that you get with their campaign. So they're kiss cut.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they're in packs of 3. So that's why they unlock in stacks of 3. So we're $149 away right now for unlocking the next 3 stickers, and that makes the full set of 6 free with the book.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this campaign is in demand right now. Back at once, back at twice, back at 3 times a lady.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't presently in the position to do so, please share it all over your social media. Let's get some more eyeballs on this good looking book. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say right now, I put a new feature tier right there, because before April 2nd, everybody that was backing a physical book, the first 200 backers of a physical book were getting a free sketch card. But that's over. So the new one is $50. You get the book and a sketch card. Mm-hmm. And I added another one that you would get. You get that book, Blood Hunt, plus a sketch card of Blood Hunt, a sketch card of thing for $100.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you get all the sexy prints as a bonus.
All the sexy prints. Sweet.
But there's two for the NATVERSE so far, because we didn't unlock more, and there's one from Blood Hunt.
Right on. Yeah, that's pretty darn close to the next stretch goal. That's cool.
Yeah.
Not very far at all. I mean, we could even knock that out during the stream if someone's open to backing. Yeah, I read that one. Hey, welcome, Adanui. Merp. I think you usually say meat. Better value than
pun after pun.
Oh man. Do
you want to share my screen just for a second? I want to show you a little something, but in high res from the book, right? So here's one of the page on the campaign, but you'll get to see it in high res. The Scotsman took a full week. He rendered like all panels like it was an actual page, and let me show you what I mean. I am serious.
That is high res. Damn. Oh, that's a cool smoke effect.
I'm actually thinking of printing that as a poster. Dude, I'm like, you rendered it so nice, right? Look at that.
Heck yeah.
Okay, we're not going to show that. We're going to censor it. Not more than that.
They work out.
See?
They're in shape.
Whoop, whoop. See how much detail we put in there?
Yeah, nice.
And you have a guy with a one.
Holy moly. That's pretty sweet.
And the next page of this, right? So you're like, okay, so I stopped by Boobarama. So Zed's going to tell him, so why the hell are you telling me about the fact that you stopped at Boobarama? Dude, wait. It's what came after? Give me a sec, type of thing, right? So then you go into, I walked out with that nice babe, and that's when I got cock blocked. By some assholes. Like, it's not the actual line, but I'm just playing around.
Right.
And then you see this. And as you can see, he's not very impressed, right? And as you can see here, a little wink at Spaceballs, Schwartz, Yogurt, and Heavy Metal.
Pretty funny.
And this is where there's a little spoiler. So if you don't want to see spoiler, turn around for a few seconds. Poof.
Whoa.
You see a little. I was like, what? It's like, whoo, that blew up more than I thought.
Oh my gosh. Dang. He's not coming back.
Nope. So find out more.
Wow. That's looking good. Whoa.
Oops.
uh,
It was something I'm working on also that as soon as I'm done with some pages from Outlaw Night, I'm going to finish it off and start printing in 3D because I bought my 3D printer.
oh, you've got a 3D printer?
Yep.
Yeah.
A 3D resin printer.
Wow. It's amazing what you can make out of those these days.
And here's a sample from Nat Demurk, this series.
Ooh, cool.
And that's all going to be inked by Scotsman.
All right.
And you can see page 1. And you remember seeing them from before? Remember when there was the CG jumpstart?
Oh.
So you have a guy that looks like a Planet Savage Dragon because I felt like it. You have a hammerhead
Uh-huh.
pirate. And then they're like, what? What the hell's going on? They hear noise, and then because he's blasting music and he's playing The Outlaws and Outsider by Corey Mark and Ivan Moody. So it comes in and starts shooting some people, and then that's when he does this little fun.
Whoa. Oh, damn. Holy crap.
He's running for the Citadel.
Taking him out.
And he gets and intercepted by a tank, shooting him in front of him technically, so you didn't get the hit. You see a guy hit the ground.
Yeah.
So he gets up, a bit shaken up,
That's a neat looking tank.
and then he sees that little beauty right there, and he's like, oh. Then as you can see here, he has a remote cam, so he remote controls a ship through the visor, and he walks out with the cannon strapped to his arm, which is all connected, and
holy moly. Oh my gosh, dang. Crazy.
And they're like, watch the door, go, go check it out. And he's like, I think you're a bit too much worried about the door. Through the window.
Oh, damn.
And he doesn't fuck around.
Taking them all out.
And he's recording.
Oh, wow. Such attention to detail, man. I love that pic in that panel in the lower right, the close-up of his eye and his glasses, and the showing that he's recording.
And this is the last page of the preview that's going to be, and that book's going to be an Inkslayer. So those are the first. That's going to be the 5-page preview. That's going to be on the campaign when we launch it. So I'm giving you guys a glimpse at it.
Wow, nice.
And this is the cover for the Luwani and Rose story called Daddy Issues.
That's cool. That looks good.
And you have a glimpse of Luwani's ship here.
Now, are these pencils or is it inked as well?
Those are pencils.
Yeah, all right.
But it's digital pencil.
Digital pencil, all right. Yeah, I like the varying weights of the lines. One of my challenges is to get out of my habit of making everything the same weight.
And look at that cover.
Yeah, that's fully colored.
Yeah, and that was inked by Scotsman.
Nice job.
That gives you an idea of what his stuff, what my stuff looks inked by him.
Yeah. All right, it's looking good.
And the And that's the Scotsman cover for the Royal Rumble. That's this where he colored. So I pencil and ink and he colored it. And that's 7 Legion Michael Beacon. And this is something you're not gonna see, so that's why I opened it. But look at this, okay?
Whoa!
You recognize some ships?
All the starships. Dang.
You have the Planet Express. You have the ship from the Hitchhiker Guide. You have the Firefly ship here, the Serenity.
That's
You have
fun.
the Captain Harlock ship. You have something that looks like an Empire thing, but I changed it because I don't know. Screw this.
Ah.
And another thing that you won't notice in the comic, but if it's a poster, yes, you will. But whoop.
Dang.
So you have Chris with his big
Whoa.
nose. R2D2. You know.
Yeah.
Then you have the I don't know if you're a fan of Doctor Who, but are
Yeah.
you my mummy? Are you my mummy? I thought it was funny. Mars Attack, Bender.
Yeah, Mars Attacks.
And look who's there watching. Next to whom? Invader Zim.
Oh my gosh.
And like I keep telling you, you'll see Alf in a few.
Oh, and what's his name? Marvin the Martian.
Ace. An Angel from 7 Legions.
Oh, all right.
and Chobe, but he put in green instead of purple, but
Oh.
Chobe from Tripping the Riff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I hide in backgrounds.
Dang.
And you'll only see it when we do a poster of it.
Oh wow, that is super.
Unless you take a magnifying glass.
So your campaign comes with a magnifying glass?
No, it doesn't.
uh,
And here's the other thing I wanted to show you too. The nice painting
oh yeah,
that Inkspot did over my pencils.
ink spots.
And this is the variant cover for issue number 2, but I decided to give people a print on cardstock comic book size to everybody when I extended the time when I added the pages and changed the color. So I decided to offer everybody a free print of this.
Wow.
So everybody's getting a comic book size print on cardstock of that.
Check that out.
And this is a little digital painting I did for a little something for the next campaign.
Whoa. You're ahead of the game. Look at that.
So it's Luani with, that's not her bike, it's Luani with Nat's bike.
Mm. Yeah, there's his logo.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So that's all the little cool things I'm going to show you for the moment. Even though
Cool.
I've been here for a while, right?
Oh yeah. Let's see. El Gargoyle asks, safe to say that Nat is nicer than Vincent?
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
Welcome, Timothy Olsen. Hello.
Vincent is pretty much an ass. I did say it, right? He's a monster. I'm not selling you a super. I already said it. He's the monster you root for.
Yo, Tom's cracking up. El Gargoyle says, damn you, Poutine. Back Tales from the NATVERSE, #1 by Sim.
Mm-hmm.
It's in demand. Back at once, back at twice, back at 3 times a lady.
Oh, I'll show you another little something that not everybody knows exists right now. But for people that don't know, Nat Demurk was first published, like the first short story was first published in 2012 in Zidara 9, right? But that's not when Nat Demurk was created. Nat Demurk was created in 2009 for a college project that was to be a simulation for a production of a 3D animated trailer to try and get, money type of thing. That was the end project of the college, was to try and like do a production for a demo to get attention. And how far can we go as a team of 6 or 7? And we had an actual award-winning producer that came that worked for Funimation and a few in movies, and he ended up working on also on the Guardian of the Galaxy.
Oh wow.
So it was a cool thing. And the only thing is, I have a whole bunch of like 3D models, but I found something that I put on my YouTube, where I have the 2009 trailer, the montage of the storyboard that we did to actually get the project accepted.
Wow, no kidding.
So you actually get a little glimpse of the first story I ever wrote of Nat, but it was just a trailer, right? But right now, what you're gonna get that full story in Tales in the NATVERSE 2. I'm actually going back and redoing the entire thing, because in 2016 I lost a whole bunch of stuff. So right now that story is gonna be there. So I have it right here. Hold on. Boom.
That's pretty sweet.
And it was called Planet 69.
Ah. Fun.
You recognize that scene?
Isn't that what you use for the?
That big page is a glimpse to Planet 69.
Sweet. That's cool.
So, I still have some concept art and stuff like that, but when I found that, I'm like, that's the only thing I had left from the actual story of Planet 69. I'm like, oh. So I put it on my YouTube and I started sharing it.
That's crazy that you were able to find that. That's nice.
I was going through an old drive, and that's also how I found the original black and whites of the first story of Nat. And I'm like, oh, I can get it recolored. How can I delete colors from the rose one now?
Right.
And that took me like a few days. But yeah.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. That's that must have felt really good to discover that find. Nice.
And it gave me the motivation of redoing the story, because I at first I thought of just mentioning it like I did in that page, because you remember when you saw that page, you see her coming out of the building, and when I found that, I'm like, okay, I got to redo it. So I'm redoing the entire story. It's the first time they meet, him and Luani.
Matanui's asking, what's a poutine? Do you want to explain it?
Poutine, it's one of the the meals that we have here. It's French fries with I think it's chicken gravy, barbecue chicken type of gravy, right? And curd cheese, and it's freaking awesome.
Now, is it similar to a cottage cheese consistency, or is
no? Curd cheese is just like it's just a chunk of cheese, and when you eat it, it goes squeak. Like it, yeah. And it's not good with any. It's not as good with mozzarella. It's just gravy fries with cheese. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's food.
It's a food. Yep.
Sure. Yeah, the French fries, they have to be actual real, not frozen French fries. It's fresh French fries, and you put like a gravy made with fat from chicken, like the old classic type of thick gravy.
Real gravy.
Yeah.
done
Exactly.
right. Yeah, yeah. I hear
And
you.
it's something that's typical from Quebec, Canada. And it sounds weird. It sounds very simple, but it's weird. Everybody that comes here, they eat that all the time. They that's all you hear from. Oh, their poutine is fucking great.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Oops. Oh, I have to re-add that. All right. Excuse me. Excuse me. Tales from the NATVERSE #1. You're at 73.51 for 129 backers.
Yeah, we're almost at 7,500, and that's when we unlock 3 more stickers.
Sweet, sweet. You actually hit 5,000 back on October 27th of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to remember what your funding goal was at the time?
I think I was asking for 3,500, and I got funded in less than 2 weeks. I think the first week.
That's pretty darn cool. And the what stream do you launch on? Channel?
I think was mine, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's the cool
I
thing.
was. I think it was supposed to be on Red, but something happened. Then we launched on mine. Then I started being around everywhere. I went on Bancroft, and yeah.
Nice. And then you were.
I was also on Raging Golden Eagle. Yeah.
That's a good channel to be on.
Mm-hmm.
It's I imagine the funding goal was to cover costs of the talent you hired and
No,
shipping.
No, it's just shipping and fulfillment.
Oh, okay. All right, awesome.
I paid Beacon for colors with Bloodhunt money, and the rest is just where
Right on.
The idea is I wanted that 7,500 because that's when I technically where it's not, I'm not paying for nothing really out of pocket anymore.
Cool.
So this is that's what I always try and tell people. It's like, yeah, especially when you're doing books, right? We might be asking for the minimum we need to fulfill and print, but everybody it costs between at least 5 to 10K to make a book.
Yeah, there are all those
The art, the lettering. Yeah. And that's the sample from Nat Demurk, and that's all going to be inked by a Scotsman and colored by Inkspot. In the magazine that we're putting together called Inkslayer.
Cool.
And I don't know if I told you about Inkslayer, but that we're putting together a big magazine that's going to be like 120 something page. There's going to be 5 IPs in there, and it's all going to be the equivalent of having 5 floppies.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm. So Scotsman has his own IP called Hero. Inkspot has his Metal Mayhem Rock Board. We showed some stuff not too long ago, some art, some page sample. There's a beacon that's gonna be in there with the dwarf story from 7 Legions. Can't fucking wait to join Ink that shit. Dude, it's gonna be violent as hell. You're gonna see a dwarf fight giant monsters. It's just gonna be sweet. I'm not gonna tell too much, but it's freaking awesome. I just can't wait to draw it. And me, I'm gonna be launching the Nat Demurk series in there, and doing that story with Luwani and Rose.
And what is the timeline for the magazine? Is it going to be a separate campaign from Tales from the NATVERSE?
Yeah, it's its own thing. It's our group where we started our own studio. It's called Inkslayer Entertainment, and it's all 4 of us. Yeah.
Cool. And when do you anticipate that campaign launching or going?
From probably somewhere around in a few months.
Okay.
We'd like to do it before the end of the year.
Oh, all right. Nice.
I already did 7 pages. I penciled 7 pages for Metal Mayhem Rock Boy. Did the same for the cover. Like I just showed you, there's already 5 pages of Nat Demurk. Actually, I'm working on trying to have maybe 7 or 8 done
Cool.
before we even launch. We're trying to have at least like 5 to 10 pages per IP before we even launch the campaign.
That's right.
One of the main thing is we're doing a production thing. Most of the thing is I'm penciling, Scotsman's inking, and Inkspot's coloring, and so is Beacon.
Wow. That's going to be a team effort. That sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm faster at penciling. Scotsman's an inker. Who would have known? He's better, dude. He's You think he's amazing coloring? Wait till you see his inks. You saw it on the cover, right? Let me show you another thing. A test we did for the look of the book, Nat Demurk. On. Right here. Check this out. This is penciled by me, inked by Scotsman, colored by Inkspot.
Nice.
And that was a test that we did. Yeah. Look at those lines. He knows what he's doing. He comes from the house of Art Tibersa.
Cool. Yeah, that looks really nice. Excuse me. Very cool. Ooh. And
just to mention also, Tales from the NATVERSE is a companion to the Nat Demurk series, and it's an ongoing series. There's always gonna be a Tales from the NATVERSE. It's just meant to be like the side short story, backstory, or stuff like that. It's like you want to discover more about a character that died in the Nat Demurk book. Well, you'll be able to ask me for it in that one. So I'm not just doing a 1 or 2 and then it's done. No, Tales from the NATVERSE is going to continue. Like if you want to find out more, Nat Demurk is centered around Nat, and there's a precise storyline. And Tales from the NATVERSE, it's not linear. Some could be 500 years ago, 20 days, 20 hours ahead. Could be 500 years in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've got all kinds of stories lined up or in your head for an ongoing series of stories.
Oh yeah, there's a big story that leads to the origin of what the Blue Arm is, what Luani is, because Luani is the first fully synthetic being.
Let's play this trailer here. If I remember, this is the one that doesn't have the custom voiceover.
Oh no, that one has the voiceover.
Oh, this does have the voiceover.
Yep.
Okay.
By WyzGyz.
All right.
Tales from the NATVERSE. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the NATVERSE and are all connected to the main series, Nat Demurk. This 64-plus page perfect-bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Luani, Rose, Zed.
Those are the ones that are all getting recolored.
That you'll get to know and love in this prelude. This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as the previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim Pothier. Royal Rumble, colored by 7 Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. arm up, and fire off into the NATVERSE.
And that trailer was done by WyzGyz, right?
Yep. And the animation at the end, that was me.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Because
Yeah.
another thing that, you know, some people don't know, I am a 2D and 3D animator.
Do you plan on doing more 2D, 3D animation?
I'm actually planning, but you saw the 3D model. So I'm planning on doing minis and, you know, figurines of the NATVERSE. Because I actually have a plan. I have a plan of doing technically like a board game, like a tabletop game with the NATVERSE.
All right.
And the idea is to offer like minis and characters and stuff like that through the campaign, and it will build up.
That's going to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost.
But
Oh, go ahead.
I did want eventually to have a fully intro, like animated intro for one of the campaigns, but like fully hand-drawn animation takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. It takes longer than people realize. It's a lot of work. That's for sure.
And, you know, if I make enough money, I could hire people to model me some 3D thing, because, you know, because my main interest is to do comics.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do comics all the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be a blast.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I could be a multimillionaire tomorrow with one of, you know, the biggest IP, and that's all I want to do. It's still just wake up and do comics.
Yep, that would be the life.
Yeah.
Do you envision, or is one of your goals one day to have a Nat Demurk cartoon series, maybe?
Yeah. I want it animated, you know, of course, and I wouldn't mind having a movie. I even, you know, Blood Hunt was already I pitched it at Robert Rodriguez. I've been trying to get it pitched for a movie for since it got printed.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But the thing is, Nat Demurk is that it would so be like, I would love to have Madhouse. Madhouse is one of my favorite anime studio.
Mm.
And yes, Timothy, I am Canadian.
Do you have you know, since you've been thinking along the lines of like movies, cartoons, have you taken a moment and sat down and thought about who would my dream cast be for the next?
Yeah, I did. And me and Scotsman, we found the perfect actor to play Knight because he just looks like him. Check this out.
Oh, I saw this on Twitter, I think. Yeah.
You would just need to bulk up a little bit, but come on, he's Scott Eastwood.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood's son, right?
Yep.
Yeah. With him all done up like that, it looks like he'd be a good fit for sure.
Right? Like, it's Scotsman going, dude, that guy. And I'm like, hold on, man. And I started looking at his face. I'm like, dude, he actually looked like I drawn that with the nose. And I'm like, dude, he doesn't need much other than the hair.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it's weird because the actor I would like to have for Vincent in Blood Hunt, it's what's his name? It's another Scott. Damn, guy that played Boyka, Scott Atkins. He played Boyka in Undisputed, and he played in remember the right arm of the bad guy in Doctor Strange, the guy that gets killed by the cape.
Oh, all right.
That guy looks like. Hold on, I'll show you a pic. Scott Atkins. Share my screen.
Matanui says his hair looks like it could decapitate somebody.
Well, check this out. This is Vincent.
Damn.
Am I right?
Dude.
This looks like Vincent.
Man, the guy's buff too. Wow.
He actually looks like Vincent, the vampires. I'm like, dude, that guy.
Well, there you go. Hello, Jedi Bill. Welcome.
You know, I also sent him a copy of the book.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Right?
And excuse me. What about for the female leads?
What do you mean? The female leads? Oh,
Have you thought about who might be a good?
I know who would be the perfect fit for Rose. I just haven't found who would be the perfect fit for Loani. Rose would be what's her name? She played Cara Dune.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, I even did a little drawing of that. Hold on, I didn't finish. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. Gina Carano.
Yeah.
When they went after her, I'm like, I did this quickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll work.
Like she has the type to be a badass cyborg pirate, and I think she would be perfect for it.
Well, there you go.
But for Loani, no clue. Maybe like I would probably say like one of the ones that come to mind, but she's not that great of an actress though. It's Jessica Alba or that girl from Underworld. Yeah, there you go. So far,
Right. Yeah.
unless you have any better suggestion, people, I think that she would be one of the top ones.
Yeah, they're both real pretty. Yeah, I guess the Underworld gal would be better actor.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Alba.
What's her name? Hold on.
I knew her name, but I'm blanking right now.
Mm-hmm. Catherine. I'm not sure that's on Underworld. What's her name?
Do you think someone like Kate Johnson might be able to pull it off?
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale. There you go.
Okay, who?
Do you think someone like Kate Johnson might be able to pull it off?
Femkate.
Yeah.
Fem Kate.
Famke. I think she was in X-Men as Mystique and.
Oh, Fogg Johnson. No, I hate her.
Oh, you do?
I can't stand her.
Why is that? Oh my god!
I can't stand. I think she has no facial acting. I just can't. I just can't. It's just there's no emotion. There's no nothing. It's nothing personal. I just I think she's a shitty actress. And I'll just say
okay. All right. Now Gargoyle says, "What happened to that Russian wrestler?"
Yeah. I just can't remember. Yeah.
Is he still around, or is he still wrestling? Or
no, it's a she.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she does cosplay as well, but she's a Russian wrestler, and I was trying to coach her into the thing, but I do have to make money to get her to freaking do it.
Right. She needs to get paid too.
Everybody needs to get paid to do stuff.
Yeah. And like El Gargoyle says, they're too old.
Yeah. Hold on. Female actresses, and let's say 2020. Okay. Let's see if I can find somebody.
Meanwhile, while you're checking that out, let's check out the campaign some more. Welcome to Tales from the NATVERSE. All his life, Nat has been seeking his true origin, never finding a glimpse of a clue until now. A set of events will lead him on the path of his genesis. There's now an 80-page anthology. 72 pages of story. Series collects short stories introducing Nat and other characters within the NATVERSE, and are all connected to the main series, Nat Demurk. The old stories are now being remastered with new colors, new dialogues, and lettering. That's something to jump for joy on.
Yeah, because everything's technically remastered. I'm just not retouching the old art. And the story, like it mentions on the campaign, there's one story that stays black and white, and that one was because it was meant to be always stayed in pencil, and it's kind of like the birth of Nat.
Yeah. The first volume reprints the 2 Nat short stories, plus the first Rose Space Pirate story, with 2 new unpublished stories. The stories were all written to introduce characters and build the universe before the actual series Nat Demurk.
Yep, because the entire plan started by having a magazine a bit like called Zidara 9. That was a bit like a French heavy metal from Quebec. And he wanted me to do like 8 to 12 page short stories. And I'm like, okay, but what can I do that's interesting? Instead of just doing throw, what they call throw away characters. And I'm like, so I'm like, what if I just start introducing that, and then I start introducing other characters and hinting that they're connected, and that's how it started. And when I came to CG and indie comics, when I came back to it, I came with Bloodhound. That was always in my plan to do this, but I just wanted to have time to set it up, because Bloodhound was planned to be a one-shot book that can stay there for 2-3 years before I even consider doing a sequel. But Nat Demurk is planned to be an ongoing series, so I wanted to be able to establish it and build up to it.
Right.
Because one of the main idea of doing it that way, instead of I could have changed it up, right? I could have like let's do the book and let's do some flashback instead of like no, because if I do the Tales in the NATVERSE, I do 2-3 issues of it before I launch Nat Demurk. I get the ability to do what Marvel, DC, and all those big things do. Going, oh, as seen in that Rose story that was there, as seen in this, or to be seen in that. Like there's one like the Royal Rumble story is one of the story that happens during the first miniseries of Nat Demurk. So there's a point in the story he goes, I'm gonna go see her. That's why you see him in the cover. So that's what I'm doing with Tales in the NATVERSE.
See, I mean, that's what I like. That's the way excuse me. That's the way I think it should be done. Building characters, their origins, so you get a chance to get to know them before you throw them all together in a group.
And it also allows me to do something else. I can introduce you to characters without even knowing who they are and if they're a bad guy or not.
That's true too. Uses that flexibility.
Yeah. There's some characters you'll be introduced to and you'll go, oh, it's a bad guy.
And nonchalantly, it's a bad guy.
Well, as you can see, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm very excited, and I'm on this for a little while. There's another project that I want to come out with that's called Skullbusters. That's another sci-fi. That's my superhero team type. But this is my ongoing series, and I'm on this for at least a year and after that I also wanted to bring back my first comic called Wolf Dragon, but I'm on this for a while. This is ongoing. This is not stopping until I die.
Right. This is the key IP.
That's my ongoing series. That's my that's what I think some people would say a flagship.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Your flagship title.
While Wolf Dragon would be bringing back my supernatural myth and legend baby. It's a total different beast than that. It's my love. As much as Nat Demurk is my love letter to everything I love in sci-fi, from movies, series, anime, comic books, BD, meaning bande dessinée, European comics. Wolf Dragon is that to the Arthurian legends, everything I love about myth, legends, Shakespeare, and all that stuff that I grew up with and reading and loving. So that it's one of the reasons why the only thing I can compare it to, it's imagine like the world of Wolf Dragon is a bit like Gargoyle. And Gargoyles, remember when you had gods, you had the Greek mythology, you had Norse mythology, everything was mixing as if they were like mythological creature all living in the same world. But in the Wolf Dragon universe, he's the last dragon. He's born in human form, raised by an immortal knight of honor. He was saved by Merlin, and his birth was the death after the death of the last dragon when Arthur dies. So like I'm saying, it's a total different beast than what I'm doing here. But this is like I'm saying, this is my ongoing series, and I have a lot planned for this. Wait till you get to know all the characters.
So even though you have a title that's more in the vein of supernatural, another title that's in the vein of superhero, are those in some way going to be able to intertwine, cross paths with Nat Demurk story?
I don't really they do have a little connection, but I have no intention of doing anything. If that makes sense.
Not really intentionally doing crossovers.
Like they're their own verse, right? But there was a wink, as you know.
Gotcha.
Like one character that appears in both series, and that's it, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm not. It's not something. Wolf Dragon and Nat are separated, but you might see Blood Hunt in Nat Demurk. Not Demurk, Blood Hunt and Wolf Dragon, because Wolf Dragon, it's another universe I'm creating like Nat. Like it's Wolf Dragon and Demona. Remember Demona, the demon babe?
Right.
Yep.
So are you maintaining like these giant master Bibles, if you will, of each of these unique universes to keep track of the storyline and the canon?
Actually, yes and no. I have a whole bunch of notes, a whole bunch of papers, a whole bunch of drawings, and I need to organize that as one full Bible. Yes, I do. But yeah, it's a lot of it's in my head, notes, this, and yeah.
Right on.
But I have been working on a big Bible for Nat Demurk, because Steve is like, dude, you need a Bible for this shit. Because I showed him the timeline, because I even have a timeline for how the Tales from the NATVERSE stories are, and fitting and connecting to Nat Demurk, and he looked at it and goes, dude, the fuck, you need a Bible. I'm like, how the fuck do you keep that in mind? Like, dude,
Yeah.
it's like drawing. You know what I mean? It's my baby. So to me, it's kind of like, it's alive in my head. It's one of the things. Look, one of the best speech I ever heard Jack Kirby said was, "How do you do it?" He goes, "Well, I come up with the idea, and I have them in my head until they become alive. Until those characters are alive, the world is breathing, and then it just comes to me." And yeah, to me, that's pretty much how I treat anything I design or I worked on. It has to come alive. So to my head for me to give it life. So that's why I like if you look at their costumes, they're all designed with a trait of their characters. They're not designed to fit. Like they clash. Like they're not made to be like part of a team. They don't look like a team suit, but they look like they're in part of the same universe. But there's a difference.
Yeah.
Like you see the one in the back, like Elrica, the blue skin chick.
Mm-hmm.
She has a golden armor. She looks like royalty. It's pretty clear. And you have Rose with a more ruggish design, and it's obviously she's a bounty hunter or a pirate. It's what I'm trying to. To me, it's important that characters have their own attitude. Otherwise, you just end up writing the same characters or yourself into them.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Like, I need to be able to know like how Nat's gonna react to a certain thing, not how I think I would react to it.
Yep. They have to have a life of their own.
It's one of the reasons, like, it's one of the things I used to do only in the Nat books when I used to print them, because I printed them in the Zidara thing, and I used to print them by myself, like in little floppies. And he never breaks the fourth barrier. Sometimes you'll look at the cam in the story, right? But I never made them break the fourth wall. But in anything presentation of the book, he would give me shit. He would talk to me. He would talk to the readers. Like you would open one of the books. You would open the book and the interior back cover, the interior front cover was you had a big square for a sketch, and
Yeah.
Nat was leaning on it, right? And he goes, "Don't forget to ask that lazy ass artist to give you a sketch before you leave." You know, there's a drawing that I started working on for the promo of Nat Demurk, where they're all sitting in the back room of a movie stage reading the script,
Uh-huh.
right? Some of them complaining at me. Yeah, one dude. I waited 6 years for this shit, and then you have Luwani in the back goes, "You use me for a freaking promo cover, and that's it." And she's charging her gun.
Nice little nod to those scenes and
That's
Yeah.
the stuff I like to do with Nat. It's like not in story, but in extras and
yes,
interior covers, credits.
yeah, it's an extra cool little touch.
Like right now, like the cover the one you saw there with the ink spot, it's the white shot where there's that explosion behind. That's gonna be the interior front cover and the credit page. And at the top left is gonna say cue music. And on the right side you're gonna see like the name of following the radius of the explosion, the credits. I
Yeah,
just thought it was funny to just say cue music and they're walking like cool guy, don't look at explosion. So you can imagine whatever song you want, but it says cue music.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It kind of brings me back to the first Deadpool movie.
Me
Yeah.
reminded me of remember The Last Action Hero?
Oh
It
yeah,
just starts the music.
Uh-huh. Man, that was a ways back. I think it was in the 80s or 90s,
I think it was beginning of 90s, I think. Hold on.
probably. Welcome, what about? Ahoy, one and all.
1993.
Oh, all right. Early 90s.
Great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, really good stuff. List of stories featured. 1. Nat Demurk, Remember the Name, published in Zidara 9 in 2012, and later in a single issue, but this time it's uncensored and uncut with 2 extra pages.
Yeah, there was 2 pages that the original editor did not want to print. And when I published the floppy, right, there was some fans. I was like, Sim, you left that open to imagination. What happened? Because it kind of cuts, but you don't see what happens. And then the next page is kind of like, fuck. And I was like, what the hell happened? We want to see. And every time I would tell them what was originally there, they would crack the fuck up, like laughing. And even Vinny, when I showed him those pages, he cracked up laughing because I've never seen that before. It's so fucking funny. So I brought them back. They're in there.
Right on. 2. Nat Prelude, published in Zidara 9 in 2013, and later in a single issue. Discover part of Nat's origin.
Yep.
3. Helena Rose, Space Pirate, published in Zidara 9 in 2015.
Yep, that's her. That you see her rise to becoming the. But she's going to claim her vengeance that she's been waiting for years, and she claims the title of Space Pirate. The Pirate Queen.
New Royal Rumble, presenting Queen Elrica, colored by Michael Beacon, at 7 Legions Beacon.
And Elrica, that's the blue chick. Because
And
every sci-fi has to have a blue chick. I'm sorry.
there you have it.
If you have no robots, no blue chick, and no toys that everybody wants, it's not a cool sci-fi.
Well, there you go. And number 5, new Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman.
Yeah, that's a full floppy. That's a 19 page plus cover, so it's a full floppy in there. Yeah.
All right. So we got here's what you get so far: 25 USD plus shipping with. Actually, is this in Canadian or is it US?
No, it's in US, so it's $25. It's $25 plus $15 shipping. Because, like I told you last time, me and Beacon partnered up, right? So we can do shipping between Canada and the US, even for 2 issues for $15. Because
Yeah.
I ship them in one box over there, and then he remails it over there.
Nice.
And we don't transfer people the backer's info. We just send the backer number and the address. That's all.
Oh, cool.
So we protect everybody's info. Because it's not that we don't trust each other; we don't trust the transfer.
Oh, yeah. And then we've got the book plus mini prints plus stickers. More to unlock.
Yeah, there's 3 more, and it's the girls. So you get Rose, Luani, and Elrica, and you'll see that they're all at the bottom.
You gotta have girls.
Of course.
Tales from the NATVERSE cover, inked and colored by John J, aka Spartan Scotsman.
And as you can see on the cover, you don't see Luani, and there's a reason for it. So Luani, she gets technically teased a bit in number 1. So you get introduced to her a bit, and it's no really big spoilers. You saw it in that page. When he first meets her, she looks a bit like Rose, and there's a reason to it. And then when he meets her again, when she's free, because she was technically like enslaved to the big boss, as the big right arm, so she changed her features.
Welcome, Fusebox.
What's up?
What's up? I'm gonna let Helena Rose.
He's like, why is Daxter there? The funny thing is that guy's design is technically came from a mix of Alf and Garfield.
Alf and Garfield. I can see the lines on the back.
Yeah, it's just like technically a hippie Alf mixed with So in my head it was like, imagine like Jack Sparrow, like what's his name, Johnny Depp.
Uh-huh.
A bit, and mixed with Alf and Garfield, and he's the mechanic. So technically, Nat's a technomancer, so he can technically technology that has no secrets for him. And Zed, it's mechanics.
Here's that one you were describing earlier about them walking away from the explosion.
And on the left corner is gonna say cue the music. And after that, you have full samples of the Royal Rumble story. You have some sample of the fully colored pages. This is a story where they meet every 100 years to have a duel from a representative of all the royal families of the sector they're in. And the one that wins immortality, and the type of, you don't grow old, you can die though, right? So that, and full control of all resources of that space sector. And the thing is, Queen Elrica has been there for she's been winning for almost what, nine last ones. So she's been there for 900 years in charge. And that's why the little Mr. Red there is just respecting everything in the middle. And she's like, okay, then she turns it into a Royal Rumble. So instead of being one-on-one, she takes everybody on and find out what happens. As you can see, they're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's not playing around.
She's the queen of a planet called Seltonia.
Welcome, Sugar Chris.
What's up? What's up, little bro?
Man, Nui says, for some reason he looks like Daxter, aka Jack, to me. Cover of Nat and Zed, cover of John J, aka
Fair enough.
From Xenotype, 20 pages.
And as you can see, you have Alf there kneeling against the boxes.
Yeah, over here on the left. And that's the Planet Express, right, in the upper right.
Yep. You have the cab from Fifth Element. You have a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of cameos in there. You have Grandizer somewhere. You have 2000 Space Odyssey ship. You have the Thundercats, Battle Cat. You have
Whoa,
Bender's in there. You have the TARDIS. Yeah.
wow. I think I see the TARDIS now. That's funny. Kind of the montage where the hero gets dressed.
Technically, he comes in. It was my way of explaining a tweak that I did. Like, I tweaked up the costume back in 2000. Like, it went from 2012 to 2016, and when I wanted to bring it back was 2016, and I did a little touch up to the design. And the way that I explained it was when he first met Elrica, his clothes got damaged, so he got a new suit, so he's changing.
Forms of glasses too.
Yep. That's when you discover that there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that arm, and it has a user interface.
That it does.
And he's always connected to Bob. And here are the wings to Planet 69 that you saw in the trailer.
Simon Bisley did a piece for it.
Yeah, 11 by 17 ink wash. And that's a print that unlocks when we reach, I think it was 10K. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And these are the full 6 stickers.
Man, 6am does such a good job. Interior back cover colored by ink spots.
Yep. Like I said, I like doing presentation in my book. I don't know if you saw Blood Hunt yet, but I like presentation. I think it's also part of the experience of the book.
Out of curiosity, have you by chance had a jacket that looks like this fabricated?
Nope. I should probably do that.
That'd be cool to see in real life.
But I do want to get the logo on his back made as a patch.
Yeah, for sure.
Or a pin or something.
Paint Over My Pencils by Ink Spots. Cover for Tales from the NATVERSE #2, and print coming with physical book.
It's going to be comic book size, so the size of a back and board about, and it's going to be printed on cardstock.
Tales from the NATVERSE, by the way, is in demand. Be sure and back it if you haven't yet. If you've already backed it, back it again. And if you aren't able to at this time, please share it on all your social media. Get more eyeballs on it. Let's get those other stretch goals. This is pretty cool and very, very detailed.
Inkspot spent a whole bunch of time painting that one. I think it took him 2 weeks.
What kind of painting was it? Was it?
It's digital. It's all digital. It just gave it a texture that makes it look like. And I love the way that our style mixed up. That it looks like a mix of Frazetta and Bisley.
Yeah.
Right? It's weird. It's like it's not Bisley. It's Bisley-ish, and it's almost Frazetta-ish. I really liked it, and we're thinking of maybe doing the Luani and Rose like that. But we're thinking about it because time consuming.
Oh, sure, of course. I wonder what this would look like on canvas.
I know, right?
You know how you can do prints on canvas nowadays?
Yes, I did consider it because I do want it on my wall.
Now, another alternative which might be cheaper is a tapestry. Dark Gift Comics and Hunting Alice, they included a blacklight tapestry. So you can roll it up. It'll still fit in a Gemini mailer because it rolls up so tight and small. And when you lay it out, you just lay it out for a little bit and all the potential wrinkles disappear. So
Or you
that,
could just roll it up and put it in a tube.
yeah, but some people don't want to handle that extra added expense
Mm-hmm.
because when you put in a tube, I mean, when it comes to posters, I really prefer it be unfolded, but I understand that creators are trying to cut costs wherever they can.
Yeah, especially for shipping. Yeah.
And then on top of the fact that I prefer movie-sized posters, 24 by 36. So that
But
means,
it's one of the things I thought of doing on campaigns because the thing is, including in a tier, it's a bit more complicated, right? So what do you think if we did like if let's say if I have a poster tier, you can have the movie poster, but it's a tier by its own, with its own shipping, and you'll get it in a tube. What do you think that? Like it's guaranteed, like you're getting it shipped in a tube.
well, that would work. I mean, I could see that as a viable option. That, or if you happen to have like your own website, or if you use Comics Avalon and you want to sell it through that venue as an alternative, that's another way to do it. But just to have the option to get it. But then I guess you'd.
Because I can sell posters. Because the idea why I don't do it on campaigns, right? It's I could put them on my Redbubble store if I want to, and you can order them from there, right? And you get a protection also if you get lost or it gets this, and me I just get the profit. Now if people are interested in having it in campaign, it's money that goes into the campaign,
Right.
right? And it's printing a poster is expensive, but it's not that expensive. The problem is shipping it. it's technically like, if you want to ship it international, that's for like not local. Local it's not that bad. Or international, it's at least $12, just one tube.
Right.
And that's no tracking.
Yeah. It's also kind of like, what's the best way to ship posters in tubes these days? Like the best.
What I would recommend doing, because I did a mistake of sending like an original ink art just rolled up in a tube. Right? I use a sleeve now. I put everything in one sleeve, like 11 by 17 sleeve. Then I roll it. Then I put it in the tube. Extra protection, and it doesn't have any rubbing on it.
Huh.
Because when you roll it, there's gonna be a rubbing on the image, and sometimes it leaves like a. Yeah. So I put it in the sleeve, then I roll it carefully. So and whoop.
Now, when you say sleeve, are you talking about the equivalent of like a comic book bag except poster size?
Yeah, it's more like it's more like the equivalent of like when you have trading cards.
Okay.
You have the sleeves and you have the top loaders.
Right.
Usually you put it in a little sleeve and then you put it in a top loader. So I have a sleeve like that, but for 11 by 17.
Okay. All right.
Because
Yeah,
I've sent them in top loaders and that shit got lost.
Oh wow.
It disappeared because 11 by 17 and then you put a value in it and then it got disappeared. Happened twice. So I bought a full box of tubes because the only thing that passed when I tried was the tubes. Most people got their tubes except one, from what I know.
Yeah. When I ordered 5 or 6 prints, large prints. I think they were 11 by 17 from, I think it was Kim Lee. And he sent everything in, I guess since I purchased them all at the same time, the same day and everything, he shipped them all together and they were all in top loaders.
Yep.
And all but one, I think, arrived in great shape. One of them somehow got chipped on the corner. Part of the plastic of the top loader shattered.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened to me. Somebody sent me in a top loader. He folded it, and what happened is that it shattered in the middle, and there was a piece. You know what I mean? Like it was a crack, and what happened there that it pierced the drawing.
Oh, dang it! Yeah.
So I had to send another one, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not doing that again.
Yeah. I mean, what you said about putting it in a poster in the sleeve first before putting it in the tube, that makes a lot of sense. I was thinking like, you know, some people like I think EVS with his Salamandroid Blacklight poster. If I remember, he rolled it up, and then he put the rolled up poster in the tube, and then released it so it expanded out to the circumference of the tube, and then capped it on both ends. And that I think is possibly the ideal way to do it, but he was saying
that's what I used to do, but that's why I put a sleeve now, because when you go in to play with it to get it out, get it, so having that sleeve, it gives you the extra grab and to twist it and
true. But then I think he reported that he got messages saying that the ends of the poster were getting dented.
Exactly.
It was, regardless of whether the fact that it was matching the circumference of the inside of the tube, the ends of it were still bouncing back and forth during shipment. So it was hitting the ends of the tubes.
Yep.
So, but then, like, I've also seen posters shipped where they like either put it in one of those poster sleeves, the basically shaped like a tube. And
but
then
did you see what Beacon did?
I can't remember how he handled it.
That's where I had the idea of using sleeves in my tubes.
Okay.
Because what he did is he used a different mailer. Usually we use the Gemini mailers, right?
Yes.
But he ordered a different mailer that doesn't have the extra compartment inside, right? So what he did is he would put the book, right? But first he would put two poster 11x17 in the sleeve, put the sleeve at the bottom, put the book, and then wrap the prints in the sleeve around the book, then close the box. And people, when they would get them, all they would have is a little full dent. So it was easily like a crease. It was not like a folded crease. It was just like a little, bent. And then you could straighten them out easily. And everybody loved it. And that's when I had the idea of using the same thing when I put stuff in tubes.
There you go. Yeah. That's a good way to do it too. What about says cool cover?
Thanks you.
Nat Demurk 2012-2013 now being recolored by Scotsman.
See, I couldn't reprint those colors with the new colors, so it's getting recolored.
Nat Prelude is in pencil only and was published as such 2013-2014.
Yep.
That's interesting that it was made but in pencils instead of inks.
It's also the last story I ever I did a fully penciled, all fully penciled, yeah.
Wow.
And it's technically it's a horror, it's a sci-fi horror that leads to the the origin of that. Part of the origin of that is Birth. There you go.
Rose Space Pirate 2014-2015 now being recolored by Beacon. Preview of what's to come in the Nat Demurk series, and a 6-page preview will be in number 2, already in production.
Yep, because in in that one you get a preview of Luwani for Tales in the NATVERSE 2. You're gonna get a 4-page sample of one of the Luwani story. And Nat Demurk, I was gonna put the sample in number 2, but since it's gonna be part of Inkslayer magazine now, I'm not sure. You might have something else. Because I was waiting to put the sample of the Nat Demurk in number 2 or 3.
Good deal. Stretch goals 5K. The first 3 6 a.m. 6 a.m.
stickers.
The boys. Free for all physical book backers.
Yep.
7,500, 3 more free stickers by 6 a.m. The girls for all physical book backers. 10K, every physical backer gets a Simon Bisley and Joe Ball 6x9-inch art print on cardstock. 15K, NATVERSE Swimsuit Special Edition, section 10 extra pages in book with guest artists.
Yep.
Out of
I,
curiosity, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna add like more artists as we went along, like building like a swimsuit special at the end of the book. Originally, when I launched the thing, it was his own book, right? But then it was also at 20K. So
Right.
when I went in demand, I changed it a bit up because I thought it was easier to produce this than printing a second book at that point. Because I was, we were supposed to be fulfilling February. So right now I had Anthony Figueroa that was lined up to do art in there, Canales. I even asked, there was Vinny that was going to be joining in at the 20K. I had a few people like Joe Ball and a few other that was going to join in. It was going to be a NATVERSE swimsuit special.
Nice.
And I love the idea of doing a NATVERSE swimsuit special because he's living in a galaxy, in a multiverse. Like there's multiple galaxies, right? There's different worlds. So imagine you could do any type of vacation spots. You could create a freaking planet just for the hell of it, just for fun. So I'm like, you can create all type of exotic worlds and put them in there in a funny situation, because that's how I like those swimsuit special. Not just being a beautiful shot or a sexy shot of an ass. I like those that one that did a Marvel in the first Image one, where it was technically okay, they're on vacation, but then something happens.
Yeah.
He was having a picnic, and then the lava god came out, and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. Like, if you know me, I love storytelling, even in a still image. So that's what the swimsuit special was supposed to be. Like, not in Luani at a picnic, and then the ants took over, and then you see the giant ants coming.
Yeah. I think it adds another level of interest when you throw something like that in.
They're at the beach, and they got interrupted by a sandworm.
Yeah. What a day. NATVERSE is an amalgam of everything I love in science fiction, fantasy movies, comics like Heavy Metal Magazine, Meta Barons, Lobo, and anime like Cowboy Bebop, etc. Tales from the NATVERSE will be perfect bound graphic novel in full color, with the exception of the Nat Prelude, which will be reproduced in its original pencil form. All books signed by me.
Yep. In a nice silver pen.
Oh, cool. Of course, you're the creator, writer, and artist.
Mm-hmm.
People know you from Wolf Dragon and Blood Hunt and
Cybershock, Heroes of the North. I also worked on Lost Pages. And now I'm finishing the Outlaw Knight right now.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
David Vila is your letterer.
Yep, and that's my bro, and that's the same guy that did the lettering for Cybershock, Blood Hunt.
Cool. We've got colorist for Royal Rumble. Michael Beacon.
Yep, from Seven Legions, and he also did the colors for Cyborg USA and Dusty Tortillas.
Man, I love that name, Dusty Tortillas. Colorist for Nat and Zed, John J, aka Spartan Scotsman from Xenotype.
Mm-hmm.
Comic graphic artist who's been penciling, inking, and coloring for 25 years. Background inker for some of the big name pros in the industry, as well as producing his own art along the way.
Yep. And as you can see, he is a pretty good inker.
Oh, yeah. Color artist, interior cover and print of the variant cover for Tales from the NATVERSE #2, Inkspot.
Mm-hmm.
Editor, Steve Dye of Blood Hunt. Yeah,
Yep.
It's always good to have an editor to double check yourself. Second set of eyes, at least.
Yep. And Steve Dye is great. He also does my my print files. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I love that guy.
So you'll get a beautiful, high-quality graphic novel, square-bounded softcover.
Yep, and I'd like to mention that it's not just glued; it's what they call a German bind, and people that got Blood Hunt, they know what I mean. It's very solid, meaning you're rarely gonna have it split in two. It's they also sew it before they glue it.
Oh wow! Holy moly! Is that the same or different from saddle stitch?
No, saddle stitch is it's stapled. What
Oh.
it is, it's called German bind. It's like perfect bind, but a lot of places when they do just perfect bind, the regular perfect bind, it's just like they cut it, they cut the pages, then they glue them. So that's why you would have a lot of trades when you eventually the page would fall out.
Oh.
While my printer, my local printer, they're book printing, so they're printed like they're printing novels. So what they do is instead of cutting them, they also fold. They cut, they fold the piece, then they sew it a bit, and then they glue them.
Mm.
So it gives it that perfect square and that mark there on the edge of the book.
Nice. Let's see. All books signed by you. Physical book backers get the stretch goal perks. Constant updates here, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. 100% unadulterated, unpolitical, non-PC, and unapologetic entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I stand by it.
Sweet.
If I don't know if it's still there, but I don't know if I removed it. But there was a little logo. It says you had like for mature content or something like that, and around it you could read like not safe zone, that this, and at the end it says not for wussies.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I think you removed it.
Maybe I did. Should probably put it back.
Oh, Gargoyle asks, so you paid for your binder with Nazi gold?
Sorry, but that's the name of it. It's called the German bind.
Well, that's a good point. So in terms of the perks, you got this book and a sketch card for 50.
Yep.
This is the featured tier. I always love a featured tier because I think every campaign needs it, first and foremost.
I took out the other one that was there because I sold 5 of them, but for time I removed it. But I'm still gonna have a few for the next campaign. But I got some sketch covers.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Let's say you get a big old run of people backing this feature tier. Is there any cap as to how many sketch cards you could be making?
No, if there's 100 people buying them, I'll do all 100 of them.
Wow.
Last time I did 180. I did 186 for Blood Hunt.
Oh man.
And right now I'm doing 100. 100 right now.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, it's not a problem. If there's 100 people that go back my book while I'm doing 100 sketch cards, then I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just don't let it turn into carpal tunnel.
Hey, worst comes to shove, it takes too long. I'll just say, hey, I just need to wait an extra 2 weeks to finish those cards.
People will be like, hey, don't be using the campaign funds to fund the surgery.
But if you remember, I had that problem. I had to take a week off when I did the Blood Hunt cards because I did have it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you got to be careful of.
Yep.
Take frequent breaks.
Yes.
Yeah. So featured tiers, they're not going to be necessarily the cheapest tier. It's not necessarily the most expensive tier. It's somewhere in between, and you typically get the book and maybe 1 or more pieces of swag.
But technically, right now you get the 25 tier. You get all of it. You get the stickers, the prints, and you get a sketch card.
Yeah, real sweet. The next one is the digital version of the book.
Yep. And as you can see, that was the exclusive cover that's not available anymore unless you buy. I think there was a retail, but I don't know if I left the retail one. But technically, it was an exclusive cover for the funding. And and then Scotsman finished the final cover. So,
what I also find interesting is that you're still getting sales of the digital version, despite making deals to lower the cost as much as possible on shipping, which is cool.
Yep. And I can tell you there's people that back the physical book and back the digital too.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. We got Tales from the NATVERSE #1.
Yep. And that's the one where you get the me and Scotsman cover.
You got the Tales from the NATVERSE plus Blood Hunt bundle.
Yeah, and that one you get the 80-page Blood Hunt, the 80-page Tales from the NATVERSE. You get 3 sexy prints, 1 of Blood Hunt, 2 of the Tales from the NATVERSE, and you get a sketch card of 1 of Blood Hunt and 1 of Nat.
Cool.
So it's a cool bundle for $100.
Oh man, nice. And then one of the things I find enjoyable is checking out the
Sketch cards.
Well, all the sold out tiers. So I can see what I missed out on, and it'll be like that teaches you next time you're not gonna wait forever.
But for the first month, there was also a tier for $69 where you were getting 2 books, like the $100 technically worth. You were getting it for $69, except you weren't getting like a Blood Hunt sketch card. It was 2 copies of Blood. It was 2 copies of Tales from the NATVERSE, right? And you did not know what the second cover was. It was a surprise. It was the variant cover, which ended up being that cover there.
Mm-hmm.
And you were getting all prints and everything for $69. It was a good deal, and people got in. And then if you got in to the mailing list, you also got a special gift.
Nice. Is this a passion for drawing?
Mm-hmm. That was the passion for drawing pack. So somebody could buy all 3 sketch cards, and as you can see, there was 2 of Nat, and 1 of Vincent.
Wow.
So it was a Blood Hunt Tales from the NATVERSE bundle, and then you had the Carla one.
Yeah, Carla Tornielli. Oh, this looked good. So she did an NATVERSE sketch card collection.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Mangaka Mom. Sweet.
And I also add that the Blood Hunt copies that come with that you can get on there. They're also the overprint. They're all first printing.
Nice.
Because I'm not reprinting that cover.
Oh, all right.
It's if I redo Blood Hunt, it's gonna be a different cover. I'm never reprinting that cover.
Yeah, that sounds like the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer one more time.
Hell yeah. Love that song.
Heck yeah.
Tales from the NATVERSE. This ongoing anthology collects short stories introducing characters within the NATVERSE and are all connected to the main series, Nat Demurk. This 64-plus page perfect bound anthology series collects short stories introducing Nat, Milani, Rose, Zed, and other characters within the NATVERSE that you'll get to know and love in this prelude. This volume contains 2 previously published Nat stories, as well as the previously published Helena Rose stories, introducing you to those characters. In addition, you'll also be receiving 2 brand new stories by Simon Sim Pothier. Royal Rumble, colored by 7 Legions Michael Beacon. Also, Nat and Zed, colored by Spartan Scotsman of Xenotype. Arm up and fire off into the NATVERSE.
Dun, 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 Dude, that song, that Red Shoes, it's freaking awesome.
Have you already, or have you considered doing stickers or patches of the Arm Up logo?
Nope. That's something that I think that Mr. picked up somewhere. I'm not sure if we would have the rights to. But
Oh, okay.
do something similar though.
I thought you might have designed that as well as part of the
No, that was from him.
That's
So
pretty,
I don't know if he has the rights for it or something, but I will check.
all right. Good
Because
deal.
I love that little addition. Arm Up.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you share my screen for a sec, I'm showing you the cover for Tales from the NATVERSE 2.
Oh, check that out.
And look who's coming in.
What? Ah, hello.
Mm-hmm. You didn't see her on the cover, so that's why I always do like a group shot cover for them, and then the variant cover is going to be more of something else. Because it's an anthology, so I always thought that the theme of using this was good. Like you kind of see a lineup of people.
Yeah.
And it's an idea that came a bit inspired from what was the name of it? Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, really?
When they walk at the end, he just starts walking, and you have everybody joining him.
Oh, okay. Right
So I just thought it was funny. So that was a wink to the first cover, and then you have Zed. As you can see, he hovers for some reason.
on. For some reason.
And then you have Luani coming in the back, going, "Here, bitches." And then you get introduced to that big guy there.
Oh, yeah.
His code name's Defcon. And if you want to know why, look at the logo.
Yeah. Well, he means business. Cool, man. That's looking good. Everybody be sure and back this if you haven't already. Back it once, back it twice, back it 3 times a lady. And if you aren't able to at this time, be sure and share it with all your social media. Let's get some more eyeballs on this.
Do you want to see one last thing before we close?
Yeah.
Do you want to see the cover of Nat Demurk?
Yeah.
There you go.
Of course. Ooh. Check that out.
So again, him hovering for some reason. Don't ask questions. Then you have some robot in the back. I don't know. Don't ask questions. The wings look familiar, but don't ask questions. Then you have Zed. You have Bob here, where you see his arms back, like you saw in that trailer, because his back opens for an extra set of arm. Then you have Luani here in all her splendor.
Nice.
So that's the cover for Nat Demurk, the series, the first #1.
Very cool. Awesome sauce. I'm going to give you the floor. Please share with the world how you can be found on the social media.
Well, you can find me on every social media under Simon Sim Pothier, Inkslayer, or The Artisim. You can find me on my channel, Simon Sim Pothier on YouTube, and I do Doodle and Chill, coming back on next Sunday. And starting the next weekend after that, it's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday morning, we're doing Saturday morning cartoon at 11 a.m. with Chris and a whole bunch of other people. And the Sunday one at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're doing technically like a poll every week. And it's going to be between movies, anime, and all that stuff, video games. And the first one this Sunday, it's Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
and
right.
You can always find me on Sugar Chris's channel for the morning roast and evening roast. He's been like my streaming partner a lot lately. Also stream with Edwin the Ace on his channel, Drawing Aces. And I also drop by Drew's channel on Tuesday. And I'm all around on YouTube, and
Very cool. Awesome sauce.
And please go support my project, because thanks to you, the dreams come true, and I can make more. And I want to do that. I have a whole bunch of cool stories to tell you guys. So get behind it, please. Would really appreciate it.
Most definitely. Share it on your social media. You can find me at my usual haunts. What's this here?
Cheating on Rot. I'm sorry. Rot abandoned me.
Wasn't there some word that Rotten Glory went missing? Or
Yeah, that's the thing is we were all like you took a break. We were supposed to plan like we talked the night before. We were coming back to streaming, the games and everything we were doing, and then you just disappeared.
has anyone heard from him since?
Nope.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Damn. Hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing too bad. I know that he has been talking about maybe going off the grid for a while. No. I just hope he's fine.
Yeah. Same.
If you're listening, Rot, we miss you, dude.
Oh yeah.
At least contact us, motherfucker.
Yeah. Seriously. So we don't have to worry about you.
Yeah, you know. Kind of like you.
Yeah. Really. Check me out on social media. MeWe, Facebook, YouTube, WyzGyz Entertainment, Twitter, WyzGyz Tweets, Twitch, WyzGyz Switches, Parler, WyzGyzParlers, Instagram, and TikTok, and soon to be many more to try and build up some backup channels in the event some of them go down the toilet. Please like, comment, subscribe, mark the bell for notifications. If you think you've already subscribed, double check and make sure you subscribe. And in some cases, you might have to resubscribe. YouTube's doing some funky stuff. And I want to thank everyone in chat for joining us. You guys are so cool, so supportive. Thanks to everyone who watches this on replay. And thanks to our very special guest, Sim Pothier.
It's always a pleasure, buddy. And people, don't forget to sub, like, and share this channel. Let's support WyzGyz here. He's supporting a whole bunch of people and doing great interviews. So come on, let's get it sharing. Sharing is caring.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. All right, let's close it out. Take it easy, y'all. I'll be streaming again tonight and over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm trying to line up at least 2 streams every weeknight. So we'll see. A lot of the spaces are booked now, but I still got openings. So keep an eye out and take care. Everyone have a great night. Bye.
Later.
Final guest that is the only person below White Holiday in the Comicsgate phone book. It's my favorite failed clone of Peter Sameti. The YouTube sensation. How you doing, Conrad? Welcome to the show.